Hola, muy bien. Hoy vamos a hablar del futuro. Ok, el futuro. El futuro es muy fácil. It's very easy. Tenemos dos tipos, como en inglés. We have two types, just like in English. We have the going to, and we have the will. Okay, just like in English, we can say tomorrow I'm going to have dinner with my parents, or I will have dinner, right? So it is basically the same. So the going to, it's the verb ir, which we saw before. Ir plus a plus infinitive. Plus infinitivo. Okay, which, this a refers to this to here, going to, ir a. Okay, so an example could be voy a comer con mis padres mañana. I'm going to eat or to have lunch. Okay, so comer can also mean to have lunch. I'm going to, you see this a is this to. Voy a comer, which means to have lunch, con mis padres mañana. With my parents tomorrow. Okay, so we are talking about the first person. I say voy, right? But if we are talking about the second person, how would it be? Do you know? So then we have to know the conjugation of verbo ir to use the future. Let's check with verbo tener, for example. So this one was with comer. So for example, how would you translate are you going to have a dog soon? Now, if you remember, the questions in Spanish are the same as an affirmative sentence. We just have to change the intonation. So how can I say, basically, you are going to have a dog soon? But now I'm making the question. So then it would be, try it yourself first, right? But then it would be vas, because you, right? It's the second person of verbo ir. Vas a. We always need this a, this to. Vas a tener. Now, this is a great discovery because we don't have irregular verbs here, because all the verbs are written in the infinitive form. So then vas a tener, vas a ir, vas a volver, vas a, whatever you want. With going to, you're gonna have a very easy future, very easy time, because you just have to put the infinitive. There is no irregularities here. Vas a tener un perro pronto, soon. Vas a tener un perro pronto. Okay. Excellent. So this is with comer, which is regular. Okay. Now this was with tener, which is irregular. As we checked before, I'm going to do every verbal tense with a regular verb, with an irregular verb, and with a reflexive verb. So let's go with reflexive. Let's use the verb quedarse, which, if you remember, means to stay. So this is reflexive. So, for example, how can I say she is going to stay in Madrid in August? Okay, how can I translate this? Give yourself some time. Remember, reflexive verbs, they act as a normal verb. In this case, quedar is regular. They act as a normal verb. They only need a pronoun. So she is going to, again, pause the video, give yourself some time, but I'm just gonna ahead and go and say it. So va, because it's third person, va a quedarse, right? Just, how can I say? It's infinitive, so it's sorry, it's super easy. Va a quedarse en Madrid en agosto. Okay. Now, if it was for the first person, how can I say I'm going to stay at home? Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult because we have to change this se. We have to adapt it to the first person, which is me. So then we have some different options. We have voy a quedarme or me voy a quedar en casa. Is this clear? I know that reflexive verbs are, mystery to many, but it shouldn't be. It's just a pronoun. It's just same as with a regular verb. We put it in the infinitive, voy a comer. Now we only need a pronoun. For example, I am going to eat you. Voy a comerte. O te voy a comer. Okay? All right, so that is the going to. I hope that is... I hope that is clear. Now, we have the will, right? Honestly, I usually don't teach will because it's a new conjugation. There are irregular verbs at play. So, I like to keep it simple for my students, and that means not giving them more work than they need. So then, will, I would avoid it. But, this is a full course, so let's do it. Basically, it's just another declination, okay? And it's the same for all verbs. So it's the same for are, and ir verbs. And then the declination, I'm just gonna copy it from here. The declination is this one. Now, the special thing about this one is that we make this declination, we add these suffixes at the end, but we don't take the AR outside. We keep the infinitive. For example, mañana with verbo hablar, okay? Hablar, which is regular. Mañana hablar. You see, we keep the infinitive. Mañana hablaré con mi hermano. I will speak with my brother tomorrow. Okay? Mañana hablaré. It's like a little bit a little bit uncertain. Not. It's just like going to and will. So will, it's more open to discussion. Going to, it's very. It's a plan, right? So it's a bit less certain. It is not uncertain, right? But I will speak with my brother tomorrow. Now, then we have, of course, irregulars. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy some irregulars here. Okay, so we have hacer, which becomes haré. Now this ar becomes the new root for this specific verbal tense. Tendré, podré, querré. But then we have irregulars such as For example, ser. Oh, sorry. Ser, it just becomes seré. Estar, estaré. Volver, volveré. So not all irregulars are irregular in this case, but some of them are. So I'm just gonna leave it here for you to know about them. And now let's talk about reflexive again. So how can we do this? For example, with verb irse, okay? Irse, which means to leave. Reflexivo. For example, I will leave London tomorrow. Okay? How can we say this? Any ideas? So it's reflexive. We have, right? We have the verb. First, let's look at the verb ir. How can I say I will go? I will go. That will be ir because we keep the infinitive, and then iré. So then this is one of the irregulars that don't change. Ir becomes iré. Okay, iré, irás, irá. Okay. So then iré. But now we are not saying I will go to London. It's I will leave from London tomorrow. So then we have to put a pronoun which goes before the verb. 99% of the cases, the pronoun goes before the verb. In the going to, it went after the verb because it was in infinitive. But still, we had the opportunity to put it before the vas a. Me voy a comer. You see? Me voy. Te voy a ver mañana. So the pronoun can go before the verb structure, or it can go after the infinitive and with the verb. I hope this is clear. So me iré de Londres mañana. Me iré. Okay, so that is it for the future. Now let's make some translations here, to practice this. For example, what will you do tomorrow? Stop the video and try to, do it yourself. Try to translate it. So I assume you have stopped the video and tried it yourself. This is very important. And then let's translate it together. We have que, right? What means que. Now, will you do? What is the verb do? It's the verbo hacer. So then we are referring to you, right? So, ¿qué harás mañana? All right? I think this is very clear. Now, what about this one? Will you want to visit? What about this one? Will you guys be able to call me? Okay. Will you stay at home? Will she call me on Monday? So this is the practice, right? Práctica. And then the last one. They will leave to Madrid. In English, we don't say that, right? We say they will go to Madrid. Usually in English, you say go, right? But in Spanish, usually we use leave. It just sounds more native to say irme, right? Me voy, not voy a Madrid, but me voy. I had to change settings, as you can see. No worries. So, hopefully you have given yourself the time to translate them on your own. Let's do it together now. Now, we are doing the verb want. What is the verb want? Querer. And we have here the root, quer. So, you want us. So, querrás. Now, to visit, visitar, right? Because to visit, it's the infinitive. We are using the infinitive. So, querrás visitar el museo, right? Like when we are there, will you want? Querrás visitar el museo? Okay. Next one. Will you guys be able to call me? Now, be able. What is this verb? What is this verb? Will you be able to? This is the verb poder, the verb can, right? So, will you guys be able to? Basically, can you? Yes, can you, future, right? So, it's the verb poder. Now we see here that is podr, right? Sorry, we have here the verb poder, podr. So then podrás, again, as, right? Podrás. Now call me. How do you say call me? So we have the verb call, which is llamar. And how can I say call me? Podrás llamarme. Now we put this pronoun after the verb because the verb is in infinitive. Okay? There is another way to write this. We can put this me in another place. Me podrás llamar. You see what I meant before with the future? We can put the me before the verb conjugation. And this verb formation is podrás llamar. You can call me. Me podrás llamar. Now, reflexive. Will you stay at home? We know that the verb to stay is quedarse. It's a regular reflexive verb. So it's quedar because we keep the infinitive. You, quedarás. Oh, yeah. Quedarás, right? En casa. En casa. Now, quedarás en casa means will you meet, right? Now we want to make it reflexive to make it mean stay. So then where do we put the reflexive pronoun? Te quedarás en casa. In this case, there is no doubt because the verb is not in infinitive. The verb is in future. So then, te quedarás en casa. We put it before. Now, will she call me? What is the verb to call? It's llamar. She called me. That is, you can see here, right? The third person is a. So then we put here the verb llamar in infinitive, and then we add the suffix a, llamará. Now, me, how can you say she will call me? Again, this reflexive pronoun. So we put it before, exactly. Me llamará el lunes. And the last one, they will go to Madrid in June, or they will leave this place to go to Madrid in June. So, what is the verb ir? Sorry, where is the verb go? Ir. So they will go. How would you conjugate that? Let's go up here. They is an. They always has this n to it, right? Always. An. Okay. So we go here, and then we say irán. irán a Madrid en junio. Now, what about if I want to make it reflexive, to make it more native? They will leave this place to go to Madrid. So I have to put a reflexive pronoun. What reflexive pronoun is suitable here in this third person? It could be le or it could be se. Now le is directed to someone. Le quiero, I love him. Now it's not him leave, it's he himself leaving. So then we use se. Se irán a Madrid en junio. Don't worry about this, okay? I understand it's a lot of information. Some of you might, get it very fast. Some of you might need more time. Don't worry about it. This is why we also have the live lessons, right, to support this information. So basically, in this lesson, we talked about future. Going to, it's my favorite. Will, it's a bit more difficult, but we still have to know it. And yeah, I hope this was clear. Let me know if you need further instruction about this topic, and see you in the next video.